Now, that word spiritual means of another level of energy than physical. And you'll look down through the ages, and there were tools that were taught. There were mechanisms for developing that body. There were spirituals. You look at that word. There were rituals for reaching our spirit nature, for strengthening our spirit selves. And you look, and there are many cultures who have, right from the beginning of life, rituals for nurturing and developing that spiritual body. And our westernized culture is, for the most part, made of them an intellectual mess. And we need to be about developing this body if we want to move into that place called eternal existence. And there's a statement in Luke 10:25, where a scribe asked Jesus, you know, what's the most important thing if I want to inherit eternal life? And Jesus asked the scribe what the law says. You know, in that statement, and there are many human beings who want to throw out the law like there's no such thing and it doesn't matter anymore. Hey, if you want to follow and tap into what Jesus was able to produce, that's not what he said. He said the law remains forever. But in that particular case, he turned the question back to the scribe and he said, well, what does the law say about that? And what he says, and he refers in the law comes very clearly to, you've got to hold the condition of love when you think of God, neighbor, or self. Important key. Because when you do that, you are building and you are developing a viable, conscious, spiritual body. You're engaging in the primary purpose of life in doing that. And whoever can come to you and challenge that in you, whoever you stand before, who can do something that takes you out of your spiritual nature, that takes you out of the condition of love, is the person who gives you the opportunity to clean up and heal that part of your mind and strengthen your spiritual body in that area. Now, the world would teach us, oh, look, if somebody gets in your face, just do a little rage. Run an anger number on them. If you're angry, just sock it to them, and on and on and on. And they're the tools for self-destruction. Now, many would say, well, but Michael, then that means I just have to suppress it and sit on it. No, that's not what I said. You're going to have to learn how to deal with the realities in you that take you out of the state of love to develop that viable, conscious, spiritual body. That means that if you have anger, you're going to need to own your anger. And if you have anger, you're going to need to learn to forgive your anger. In the ancient Aramaic, they didn't teach people to forgive others because they were angry. In the ancient Aramaic, they taught people to forgive. Forgiveness was a tool that you applied to the reality in your mind. So if you were experiencing anger, in those ancient teachings, they would have said to you, here's a tool that you can apply to your anger to dismantle and get rid of your anger. And one of the keys to doing that is to hold love present in your mind as you do that work. And so it all became part of developing that viable, conscious, spiritual body.